Positive energy all the time. Good to see you all here for another hardcore conversation. I just left the gym about an hour ago. I'm whooped. I wasn't really able to stay as long as I wanted to because I went kind of late. And there is whispers of COVID being in Illinois on the comeback. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying I heard whispers about it in the media. And until I find out what it is, I'm going to be trying to keep my distance as much as I can from people. Some people have said they have gotten it again and it was worse than last time, but don't take that and run with it. I'm just telling you why. I had to leave the gym maybe about 30 or 35 minutes earlier than I would have, but I still did get a good workout. I will be going during the slow hours. There's some midday hours that are very slow. I'll be going and getting back in there one of these days this week. My workout went well, though. And I just worked out in the office and did my grocery workout. I have a grocery workout where I'll walk sometime to the grocery store
And if I get 2 bags of food, I'll have them bag it up evenly, and I lift them all the way home. Sometimes they're pretty heavy too. So that gives me a lot of cardio while I'm walking and lifting. Trying to get to exercise any way I can get it. But today, yeah, it was rough. I wish I could have got more in, but I had a good workout. And I'm going to be talking about fat shaming versus motivation to lose weight. I have a couple of friends that are overweight, and it's a lot going on with that. And psychologically, it's a serious problem. It is. It's a very serious problem. For those that are overweight, a little obese or fat, you would call it, it's a it's a serious problem, and it's a lot of times it's basically like 3 different people. Basically, there's the person that wants to lose the weight. There's the person well, I would say 4 different people. There's the person that wants to lose the weight. There's the person that doesn't want to make themselves feel bad because they're overweight. So they're fighting against fat shaming. There's the person that secretly is ashamed of being overweight. And then there is the person that's in secret still eating too much. 4 different characters. The one that's still eating too much is the one they hide. That's the one they hide. Fighting the food addiction. And they juggle the other 3, kind of like in public a little bit. But the one that won't that has the eating disorder, that's the one they never really talk about that one. So I'm going to break it down, and hopefully if you're fighting this, if you're overweight, hopefully this will help you. I will help you, because you can be helped, but you got to get your mind right. So if you're overweight, you got to get your mind right. You're not focusing on what is most necessary for you to focus on. And if you were to focus on what is most necessary, you would do well. You would begin to see some changes. And that's a lot to do with society, the society we live in. But I'm going to break it down. And if you know somebody that's overweight, that's fighting losing weight, that's fighting the stigma of being overweight, that's trying to pretend like they're cool with being overweight when they're really not, and they try to, play it off. Sometimes they succeed and they indulge in it right to the hospital. So we're going to break it all down to the very last compound. Now, I got a friend that's working out to try to lose the weight. I have two more friends that are just kind of in limbo. And the friend that's working out trying to lose weight is working out a lot. But they're trying to lose weight. They want to lose weight. Kind of outwardly, it appears they want to lose weight. At the same time, they're trying to fight being overweight and trying to fight not being ashamed of being overweight. So they're trying to embrace their weight and lose weight, which cannot happen. It cannot happen. And psychologically, I do understand why they are embracing it, because they don't want to feel bad about themselves. But the problem is they don't realize that you cannot embrace it without feeling bad about yourself as far as being overweight. They're using the wrong psychological mind state. They're using the wrong mind. If you're overweight, you're a little chunky, and you kind of want to lose weight, but you're kind of trying to, be proud of how you are. You're using the wrong mind state. You got to get rid of that mind state. And so I got like 3 or 4 people I know. The fourth one I don't see that much. The other 3 I see often. And one of them is a female, and she's fighting that right now. She's trying to lose weight. And she's trying to be proud of being overweight, which that's not going to work. And there's a psychological reason for that, and that many don't want to accept. Because beneath being embracing your body size, the underlying mental problem with that is you're embracing eating too much. That's basically. That's where that comes from. It comes from embracing eating too much. Basically, because if you're embracing your size, how much are you going to try to do to change it? Not much. You're going to work out over here and you're going to eat too much over there. You're not going to cut back on your calories. I never see them talk about what they eat. Some of them, they document their workouts, but okay, why are you not documenting your eating? If you really want to stimulate yourself, right? That's even if you're a little, like you might just got a stomach you want to get rid of. You might be a little overweight. You might be overweight. You might be obese. You might be too thin. The best way is to document it on your social media. Go on your social media and be like showing what you eat, showing your progress. And so I see a few people, they're overweight, they're showing their workouts, but they're not showing their eating. And I find that very suspicious. Never no talk about what they're eating. And so they could be in the gym year in, year out, and be that same size, because what are you eating and why are you documenting losing weight with exercise, but not documenting losing weight with what you're eating? Is because you're four different people. You're hiding the one that's eating. Because you cannot lose weight and eat the same way you were eating to gain weight. That's not going to happen. How's that going to happen? If I'm overweight and I go work out and then I go home and I eat the same way I was eating, that eating is going to make me sit down. So even if I work out for an hour or two, I'm still going to be just sitting around all night, gaining more weight. I'm not going to be working out at night because I'm eating. I'm back into my same bad habit. And so fat shaming is something that we shouldn't do, but fat shaming is definitely not anything that a person overweight should be focused on. You shouldn't be focused on fat shaming. You shouldn't be you shouldn't be trying to lose weight and proud of your weight. Okay, like me, I'm trying to get muscle. I can't get muscle and be proud of the muscle I got. Let's be realistic. I can't be proud of the size I am if I'm trying to get bigger. That's not how am I going to psychologically do that? How? If I want to get abs, how can I be proud of myself without abs? Does that make any sense? I have to be totally not liking myself without abs. It doesn't mean that I hate myself. It means that I'm motivated to improve myself. So if you're improving yourself, you're not hating yourself. You're not hating yourself if you say, I'm too big, I weigh too much, I'm going to get this off of me. That's not hate. That's actually love. So you can embrace being overweight and lose weight. You have to reject being overweight. You have to look at yourself and say, I don't like this. I don't like the way I look. That's not going to make you be depressed if you're working to change it. It's not going to do anything to you. You're not going to be depressed. But you can't say, I like myself overweight and then go work out and say, I don't like myself overweight because that's what you're saying when you're working out. I mean, I don't know if you know it or not. That's what you're saying. You're saying, I got to get rid of this. You need to embrace that. And the reason you won't embrace it because you never put health in the picture. You're always talking about not being fat shamed. You never talk about being unhealthy. How can you embrace being unhealthy? How could you live with a high possibility of stroke? Heart attack, diabetes. How are you going to embrace being pre-diabetic? So the concept of fat, you got to get that out your mind. You got to start thinking about healthy. I'm unhealthy. You can't embrace that like, oh, I'm still healthy. No, you're not. How? How are you overweight and healthy? Now, you might not be sick and you might could live a long time, but people live a long time unhealthy. So this is not about living a long time. This is about people that want to lose weight. And if you want to lose weight, you can't embrace it. Not embracing it is not going to make you hate yourself. It's going to make you dream of your future self. It's still yourself. You're just dreaming of the new you. You're not throwing yourself, this is an overstatement that, oh, you're looking down on yourself. How are you trying to improve yourself? How is that looking down on yourself? How is saying I'm too overweight, I'm going to lose some weight? How is that looking down on yourself by acknowledging I'm too overweight, I'm too big? This has got to go. That is not looking down on yourself. You cannot embrace that and get rid of it. Now, you can embrace it, but it doesn't make no sense to work out. That makes no sense. Okay, I'm 300 pounds. I'm going to embrace 300 pounds and lose weight. How? Your whole motivation to get better is by not embracing where you're at. If you're running track and you run a mile in 7 minutes, you are not embracing that if you want to win. You're like, this ain't fast enough. That's not hate. That's not that. And so I'm seeing people going through psychological problems where they're trying to embrace their weight and lose weight, and they're not going nowhere. They're just standing still. Because when they go home and they're not working out, what are they doing? They're doing the same thing. They're embracing their weight. They're embracing what they're eating. And they're embracing a high possibility of having serious medical issues. And so, as a couple of them as ladies, the men ain't saying too much, but the ladies are going through stuff. Ladies want to be beautiful and ladies want to be sexy. And, these ladies are saying they embracing their weight. And I'm like, I told one, I said, don't do that. And she wanted to go back and forth with me. I said, you can't embrace this. And so she started talking about being fat shamed. And I said, what the heck that got to do with diabetes? So finally she said, okay, I get what you're saying. I hope you do get what I'm saying. You cannot embrace this and lose this. Just because you want to lose it, that don't mean you hate yourself. It means you hate the fat. The fat's not you. The skinny's not me. That's not you if you're too small. That's not you. That's not you. You're inside of that body. That's not you. That's your body. You got the ability to change all of that. And you have to really focus on that. But you can't be embracing. What's the lady that played the flute that was real overweight? She talked all those years that she was embracing her fat and then went and lost it. That means she was lying. She didn't embrace nothing. Lizzo. Lizzo. Lizzo was lying. She was lying. Straight up. She was not being honest. And I want a lot of, especially women that's overweight, to look at that situation. Then you sit up there and listen to her, and then she went and got slim and left you overweight. She told you she was embracing it. She told all these women that she was embracing it, didn't she? She said, I'm embracing it. So imagine you're a woman, you see she embracing it, so you just chill. You're like, yeah, I ain't ashamed. You know, think about that. She tell you she embracing it. So you go, yeah, I'm not ashamed. Yeah, Lizzo. So you just keep eating the cookies. You just stay the same way you are. And then one day you turn on the TV, right? And she ain't embraced it. She was lying. She did not embrace it. So imagine all the women that stayed like she was listening to her when she should have told them, girl, let's lose some of this weight. So she was telling them it's fine, but then she went and did this and left them like that. And why? Because she wasn't going to be able to stay on that stage like that. What you can do overweight at 19 and 20, you cannot do at 30, 35, 40. If she didn't lose that weight, her career was going to be over. She was not going to be able to carry all that weight and perform on that stage, okay? It was not going to happen. It wasn't going to happen. And so there's some confusion about loving yourself and improving yourself. And I don't know how a lack of self-improvement is love. That's not love. If your child's at school and he's getting a C in math and he ain't trying to get a B or an A, he don't love going to school. He don't love being smart. At what point is no self-improvement love? Self-improvement is love. Self-improvement is love. You don't have to like what's going on with you. You can change it. Now, if it's just your natural self, yeah, but your natural self ain't never overweight. Okay? Because if your natural self was overweight, your bones would be overweight, and your bones are not overweight. You got the same size bones. Okay? All right? You do not have this skeleton for that body. Okay? I guarantee you, if you go look at an elephant skeleton, you're going to see that that skeleton is made for that big elephant. That elephant is not going to have no skeleton like this. Ain't no way. So you got the same size skeleton. And you're putting all that weight on that skeleton. And you're saying you don't want to be fat shamed, but the problem's not fat. The problem is you're eating. Fat is the result of your obsession with food. So you can't say you're going to embrace the fat without embracing your obsession with the food and without embracing your high possibility of getting sick and not feeling well. And so they try to make it cosmetic. And that's what I don't like about it. They try to make it cosmetic when it's really health. It's health. It's health. The bigger Lizzo was not healthy. And the smaller one might be, depending on how she got the weight off. But she definitely did not embrace her body. She was lying. And she had everybody thinking she was embracing her body, and she left a lot of women out there just like she used to be. And then she took all her money and went and got a whole new her. Now, imagine if I listened to her and I was her size, and she talking about she embraced her body, and then I embraced mine, and then I see her and she don't embrace hers no more. She got rid of it. She got rid of it. I thought you embraced it. And the problem with that is health. If it wasn't a health concern, it wouldn't be a problem. Embrace it if it's not unhealthy. But if it's unhealthy, that's not making much sense. Not much at all. Now, there's ways you can do something. Many vegetables can aid in weight loss due to their low calorie and high fiber content, promoting feelings of fullness. Leafy green like spinach and kale, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower, and other options like carrots, cucumbers, and bell peppers are great choices for weight management. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, romaine lettuce, and other leafy greens are packed with nutrients and fiber while being low in calories. Cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage are excellent sources of fiber and may help with weight loss. Other vegetables, carrots, cucumbers, bell pepper, and mushrooms are also low in calories and high in fiber, making them good additions to a weight loss diet. High fiber vegetables like beans, peas, and asparagus are high in fiber, which can help you feel full and satisfied, potentially leading to reduced calorie intake. Chilies, which are technically fruit, contain capsaicin, capsaicin, a compound that can boost metabolism and potentially aid in weight loss. And you see, this makes sense because if you're eating trash, one reason you keep eating because you're not getting any nutrition. So your body's craving nutrition. You're constantly eating, and your body's like, where's the nutrition? Eat more, eat more. I don't see no nutrition. Eat more, eat more. I don't see no nutrition. So you end up keep on eating. Your body never gets the nutrition. You get so full, you get a little sleepy, you get a little lethargic, and then that's it. But you never really felt fulfill the real craving, and the real craving was the nutrition. And when you eat food that's got lots of nutrient in it, you get full quick. Why? Because the point is to get full on nutrient. The point is not to get full just to have a bunch of stuff in your stomach. You're not eating for stuff in your stomach. You're eating for nutritional value. And that's what's making your body, that's what you're craving, nutrition. You're not craving just to eat and chew stuff. So when the food doesn't have no nutrition, then you can eat 2 Big Macs and drink a shake and a large fry. Why? There's no nutrition in it. So your body just keep eating, looking for nutrition, and never get it. Never get it. You just keep eating it, keep eating it. Keep eating it, keep eating it. And it's never going to fulfill you. And then it's going to make you sick. So listen, people, don't you be embracing being sick. Stop looking and saying I'm overweight and I'm embrace it. Do not embrace it. Because you're embracing diabetes, colon cancer, rectal cancer, and all that. Because what's in there? And don't you think you got to get out? Don't you think you got to have some bowel movements and get some of that out that's got you swole up like that? Don't you think there's parasites in there and all of that? So how are you embracing that? And I blame the schools. The schools don't teach us nothing. We're supposed to learn this stuff in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade. We're supposed to know. They don't teach us none of that. I had to get grown before I learned about nutrition and how we're supposed to eat. That don't make no sense. Because the school right up there feeding you garbage early, getting you into garbage early. Early. And then the school wonder why the children be sleeping in class and not paying no attention. Because they ain't getting no nutrition. They're not getting no nutrition. All they getting is starch and sugar. They get up, they run all around, and they crash right in school. The teachers in there watch them, not paying no attention because they have all this sugar, and then crash, and they still not paying no attention. So if the child is zooming off of sugar, and then the child's not going to pay no attention. Then when the child crashes, the child's not going to pay no attention. So you got this child all day, and they not going to learn nothing because they zipping and crashing. Zipping and crashing. Think about I was young. I used to eat like a hog, and I was real skinny. Now I see it wasn't no nutrition in there. That's why I was eating like that. That's why I wanted a Big Mac and a double cheeseburger and a large fry and a shake, because it wasn't nothing in it. If that stuff would have had nutrition in it, I wouldn't have been able to eat all that. I wouldn't have been able to eat all that if it was dense with nutrition. I was able to eat it because my body, it ain't registering. It's not registering in your blood, in your body. You eating, but your body, you don't see it. It's just going in your stomach. So imagine if your food was invisible and you ate it and it just went in your stomach and the rest of your body don't know it's there. That's what we're doing. because your body ain't gonna recognize it unless with the nutrition. That's the only way your body recognizes it. That's it. That's the only way your body's gonna recognize it is with the nutrition. And all over, people are really going through it. They're really going through it trying to eat better. Look at all these different, look at this advice. Look at all this. I found this interesting. Look at the different advice. What would happen to a morbidly obese person who suddenly stopped eating or only ate minimal calories? Would they lose weight quickly or would their body hold on to every bit of fat because they're in starvation mode? Now, look, starvation mode is a myth. If it were real, nobody would die of starvation. We wouldn't see photos of emaciated famine victims. The tiny kernel of truth is adapted thermogenesis, which can kind of slow weight loss down slightly, like max 20%. It can't stop weight loss. Look at all the different answers. What's some brutally honest advice to everyone that everyone should know? Here's the thing. I wish I had known these money secrets sooner. Okay. Look at this one. Fat stored in your body will provide some energy if you can actually make it begin to metabolize. But you can't live off of body fat forever. You'll starve to death. That won't turn into protein. That doesn't contain, for the most part, a lot of store vitamins. Starvation mode or metabolic reset occurs only when you continue to consume minimal calories for a prolonged time. If you take in no calories at all, you've entered a fast and your body will burn fat for fuel as long as there's fat to burn. This has actually been done. The longest recorded medically supervised fast lasted over a year. So there's a huge difference between a few calories and no calories. For fat burning, no calories offer the best approach as long as you know what you're doing. Now, none of this is my advice. I'm just showing y'all how people are all over the place. Look, hi, it will be unhealthy if the person stops eating suddenly. The best and simple way get results is to decrease the amount of food day by day. The main reason or cause that increase our body weight is our food habit or diet. Diet plays 60 to 70% in weight loss and 40 to 30% of exercise. So focus more on controlling your food habit by decreasing day by day and persistently. As you follow this excess fat of your body will burn and turn as energy while doing exercise. First, control your food intake and add exercise. You will surely find yourself happy and in good shape. Okay? So you can see they're all over the place. If a heavily obese person starved themselves for a month, would they lose a lot of weight or would their body just start to shut down after 2 weeks? Unlike other answers state, fasting is quite healthy for the body. You do not burn muscle mass and fat simultaneously, and proper cell function can be maintained from different sources of glucose. It's not a must for 2 weeks of fasting. So as you can see, they're all over the place. And you can't take no advice when everybody's got some different advice. So the point I want to make before I go is there's fat shaming is a way to not look at your health. And you're trying to look at the cosmetic side of how you look rather than your health. Now, I would say if you're a person, be nice and be kind. I don't think you should mistreat people or talk about people because they're too skinny or they're overweight. I think that's rude and unruly. So I do understand that would be uncomfortable if I was overweight and you kept making fat jokes. That's not cool. So don't do that. But if you're overweight, you shouldn't be paying no attention to no jokes when you're looking towards diabetes, you're looking towards kidney failure, you're looking possibly stroke, heart attack, all type of problems. So the least of your problems is somebody making fun of you while you're not really actively doing anything about your situation. You're blaming everything on your situation except self control to change your situation. Change your situation. Eat better and lose weight and have some pride about yourself. Don't just let your body go down like that and say you don't want nobody fat shaming you. Take care of yourself because no matter what you say, if you don't take care of yourself, you are going to have problems. And there's no getting around that. Obesity significantly impacts hip and knee replacement surgeries, increasing the risk of complications or potentially affecting the longevity of the implants. While obesity is a factor in developing osteoporosis or osteoarthritis, which often necessitate joint replacement, it also raises the likelihood of surgical complications like infection, wound healing problems, and blood clots. Morbidly obese individuals face the highest risk. So it's telling you that if you're overweight and you do go to the doctor, there's complications. Your surgery not going to be like everybody's surgery. So why would you be worrying about somebody shaming you when you should be focused on getting yourself healthy? That's what you got to be focused on. Get healthy. Don't worry about shaming. The people that's cruel, they'll get what they got coming because nobody should be cruel to you. But then if you ate and got yourself in that situation or your parents fed you to get you in that situation, instead of being upset, get yourself out of it. Turn it around. But whatever you do, don't embrace it. Don't embrace being overweight. Lose some weight. Don't let nobody make you think, oh, you standing up for something because you're unhealthy. Don't make nobody think that you're doing something because now you can't walk a mile. You got to sit down. There's a whole bunch of inconveniences in your life because you're not in no physical shape to even take care of yourself if something happens. So eat to live, okay? And take care of yourself. And don't let nobody tell you when you are not taking care of yourself that it's all right, it's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine at all. Lose some weight. And if you put your foot down and lose some weight, it's going to be the best thing you ever did. Even when you're skinny, when you go to the gym and get some muscle, you like that. Anytime you get your body more in shape, anytime you get your skin more in shape, get the acne off your skin, get the dandruff from coming. Any type of self-improvement is good for you. And stop looking at overweight as just overweight and start looking at all that weight you put on your knees and your ankles and your hips. Stop being so selfish just because you want to be overweight. Your ankles don't agree. Your knees don't agree. You let your mouth and your brain run everything, and the rest of your body got to suffer. The rest of your body got to suffer because of your mouth and your brain. Your ankles don't get to speak for themselves. Your wrists, your shoulders, your hips, your heart, they don't get to say nothing. You making all the decisions, and all the decisions that destroying your body parts when you're supposed to be, your mouth and your brain supposed to be the central nervous system, the system that runs the body, take care of the body. Instead, you letting your brain have your mouth destroy the rest of your body. One part of your body don't respect the other part. So think about that and take care of yourself. And if you out there, don't be shaming people because they overweight. They got to come into it on their own. You can change them more with love and kindness, and you can't disrespect them. But if you're overweight, you ain't taking care of yourself. Stop thinking that's all right. You're driving medical insurance costs up through the roof. This is why they can rob us with medical insurance. And homeowners insurance too. If you're gonna pass away too quick, they need to make sure they get their money quick as possible. So look, that's all I'm gonna talk about on this. Make sure you eat to live, right? And take care of yourself. Because if you don't, you're gonna have a bunch of problems. And if you overweight, don't embrace that. You ain't gotta hate yourself, but never embrace yourself when you're doing something gonna make you sick. Don't embrace that. That energy you spending embracing that, you could be working out, you could be taking walks, you could be exercising to make your life better. All right? So that's what it is. Eat to live, get in the gym, work out and exercise, and go vegan, baby. Victory.